Wiggy time on the fly. What's up, everybody? Here is Sean Wiggins alongside myself, Ref Hansen. We're taking it back to February the 3rd, 2001. I forgot to put this match up. Sorry for that. Whoops. Let me fix that. I never fix it beforehand. I just fix it during. Yeah, I'm dope for that. This is Jersey All Pro Wrestling, February the 3rd, 2001. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The old Viking Hall where I've been putting a lot of my old matches up recently. And God, I loved this time in my life. It was just great. Everything was great. You son of a bitch. I'll get you. I'll get him back for that. What was it, 21 years ago? I'm just saying this now. I'll get his ass back. 21 and a half years ago. Homicide now is teaming up with the ECW legend, the Sandman. And the Sandman, I'll say this about ECW. A lot of guys get labeled with ECW, and Sandman unfortunately, has that label, but he broke out. Like, ECW is remembered as the tables and the ladders and the chairs and the hardcore, but Sandman could work. He really could. He could have a match with no weaponry. He didn't need it. And one thing I love about the Sandman, I watched an interview with him years ago, and he's like, I always wanted to be a wrestler. Yo, I never wanted to be the champ. I just wanted to wrestle. And he did. I mean, I thought the two most popular ECW wrestlers ever were the Sandman and Sabu. And I'm talking consistency. Maybe at periods of time, RVD, maybe even Taz. I'll listen to that. But consistent. Ooh, bad camera fade. Sandman and Sabu, I thought were the most popular. And now I just said tables, ladder. Now he grabs a ladder. Maybe he heard me in the back and remembered that he had to take it out. Well, these two guys are going to wrestle the Hit Squad. And this is the 90th Hit Squad match I've put up. So you're welcome, Monster Mac. And Moff, you self-centered asshole. This is for you, too. Sandman, look, he just has that look. This another thing about Hack is that he had, and by the way, for those of you that don't know, I'm sure everyone under the sun knows. Everyone knows everything about everything. When he was in WCW and he was called Hack, that was shoot what everyone calls him. Everybody in the back calls him Hack. No one calls him Sandman. Hack is the name that his older brother gave him, and it stuck, and it never went away. His real name is James. Or Jim, and I've never, ever called him that. Now I've known him 21 years. I never will. He's Hack. And personally, I fucking love him. I don't care. I know he's a drug addict, had his issues. Say whatever you want about him. You can talk as much smack about him, but he's a good guy, and he treats people good, and that's all you can ask for. He's good. I think he's great. I love talking to him. I love making jokes with him. I love telling him my stupid Raven jokes that I steal. And he laughs at him and puts them over and forgets that Raven originally told them. So I take all the credit. Damn it. Now I'm explaining it. Now he's going to know. But yeah, forget the drugs and forget the this and anything in his personal life. It's how you treat others. And that's 1,000% what it is. I've been said that I treat people like garbage sometimes. And some people might think I treat people great. Who knows? The end, it's what everybody else, let anyone else talk about you. Never talk about yourself. Sandman doing what he normally does and gives the beer to all the people. And one of the most over entrances there was. And he kept doing it on the indies last 20 years, and it's worked. And he went to WWE, and he had a good little run in WWECW. I mean, bigger run than anyone else would have thought he would have had. Hi, Mary Kate. Sandman would always say, how old are you? And they'd be like, yeah, I'm 21. And he'd pour the beer down anyway. I showed the payoff to this match months ago on my channel. It was the Sandman, Billy Goof, drug addict reel, and the greatest professional wrestler of all time, and a guy everyone loved to work with, Johnny Hotbody, against the Hit Squad and Homicide. Well, that match I put up months ago. It's on my channel. Look for it. Maybe I could get it in the, I could put a link up. I don't know how to do that. But if you'd like to see that, that was the big payoff. But Sandman was all about business, too. And Sandman, I think, knew that he was going to have a 2-match or a 2-month series with JAP, a 2-month program. And Homicide and Hit Squad were always allies in JP. Then they had the separation, and now they were rivals. So Homicide goes and gets the Sandman. It worked, and it was the first time I ever referred to Hit Squad as heels, because they were always baby faces because people just popped for them. 5 minutes in, we're only at the first entrance. And it's cool to see these two teaming. Like, you just knew Homicide was going to get more than he does than this, because he deserved so much more. I don't think anyone watching this who was in the indies this entire time won't say that Homicide is the best all-around performer from our generation in this area. It's really not a debate, because he can have any match with anybody. And there's Johnny D. He is the greatest manager of all time, as long as you don't count 200 or 300 other guys. Hey, Donna, look, Donna's filming it for them to watch later. I still have that shirt. Danger, kick-ass zone. I don't know why no one uses that today. Violators will be punished. What the hell else about this night? This was probably JP's biggest house in this building. Maybe it was July with Lawler. Tough to tell. But, yeah, this was the co-main event. I'm going to put the main event up later today. But, yeah, the Hit Squad, Homicide, and the Sandman, this should be pretty good. I haven't seen this. Who knows? I mean, maybe I tape recorded it for somebody. Made a copy for somebody a couple years after this. But I'm going to say at least 15, 16 years is the last time I saw this match. Probably even more than that. Because once DVDs came out, your video cassettes just went away, and you saved them for a rainy day. And that rainy day is today, because I'm putting this one up, and I'm glad I did. I'm walking over there and telling Sandman something. What am I telling him? Sandman, another one. He was like Balls Mahoney. He told you, if you only needed to know the finish of the match, he told you the entire match, what he's going to do when he got home, and what he did leading up to the events of the evening. But I loved it. So yeah, Brad Trechak, who was kind of a dick, but he was a really good ring announcer. He was just always in a annoyed mood. I don't know, I liked him, but he was always just not really that friendly. It's not a people person. But I think Rick Silver was one of his best friends. I think that's why he got in. But God, he had a voice. He was such a good ring announcer. He really was. So Brad Trechak, if you ever see this, you were an outstanding ring announcer, and you should have stuck around and did it more. He probably just didn't want to. I mean, you get jaded in wrestling, especially if you're not making money. And so many guys, I mean, I say this in every upload I put in, so many guys should have made it and didn't. Or should have stuck around. Johnny D's cutting a promo, but it's probably awful. Let me see, can you even hear it? No, you really can't even hear it. You couldn't hear it anyway. Like, the audio wasn't great on these tapes. I know I got that one Reckless Youth promo in there. Sandman now, I don't know what's going on. What was the story here? It wasn't a Texas tornado match. And, of course, this is... Might as well tell the story here. I was going to save it. Oh, Sandman's going to use the Singapore cane while holding the beer. I'll give him off that. He could sell. It was 4 years after this, almost to the day, where Homicide ran Dan Moff out of professional wrestling because Dan Moff was dating Homicide's ex. And it was a real-life situation. I won't go into full detail here. Nice bump, Moff. But that would have led to, I think, this building coming back. If Homicide let Moff come back sooner, and they actually had a program and worked each other for a year, just the build-up, oh my God, that would have been one of the greatest feuds of all time, because it had realism to it. Anyway, I always liked when Homicide and Hit Squad worked, and Low-Key worked each other. Ooh, into the ladder, nice bump. Ah, what a feed! I'll give Moff a little Barry Horowitz pat on the back for that. Excellent feed. when Homicide, Low-Key, and Hit Squad all wrestled each other one-on-one or tags, I thought that was better than them all being on the same page. I don't know, my opinion. Although it's cool to have them all on the same page and be a faction, but no federation did it right. Because, it's hard to keep guys reliable. Because maybe Low-Key had a booking in California that night, and Homicide was going to Michigan. I don't know. But it's hard for indies to have full angles because you can't always rely on the guy to stick around. When Homicide would swing a crutch like that, good Lord. He swung like frickin' Manny hitting that walk-off against the Angels in the 07 DS. He just rifled it. Violent swing, Adrian Beltre-esque. But somehow it was safe. So if that made any sense to you, you're a better man than me. Monster Mac sticking with Homicide, sticking with the Sandman, taking it to Sandman. God, Mac, you're in pretty damn good shape here. You might be in your best shape now. Saw a recent picture. I don't know when that was from. And Homicide looked better with it all taped up like that. Of course, he's got his foot. There it is. Suicide dive. Perfect. You're going to see the talent in Homicide here. And I didn't even notice it. I think I've told this story before. Cut me off if you did. You can't cut me off because I'm not live to you. But it was a 6-pack challenge in USA Pro, August 2001 on the beach. They had a free show on the beach. And it was Homicide. He was in there with Chris Chetty, Kid Cash. Forget who else. It was 5 ECW guys. I know Kid Cash and was in there too. Nice. It wasn't Sabu or Sandman or any of them. Who the fuck was it? Anyway, me and Moff were just sitting there watching it, and we just sat and watched. And Homicide belonged. Like there's no hardcore, no outside. Everything was inside. Remember, Kid Cash lit up Homicide with 2 chops. Homicide cut him off and lit him up with 2 chops back, and Kid Cash tagged right out. And I'm not calling Kid Cash a bitch. I am not. Kid Cash is a very tough man, good friend of mine. What I'm saying is I don't think Kid Cash was expecting Homicide to give it back. Maybe he was, and I just misread it. But that's when me and Muff kind of looked at each other like, yo, why does he do anything with hardcore? He doesn't need it. Because he's just that talented. Whoops. And you'll notice at these ECW arena shows, you see a lot of the same fans. And it's kind of like the Garden all those years where the same fans would be in the front rows. I mean, Philly had that vibe too. Sandman, the suplex. Wow. Oh, good Lord. Nice. I didn't think he could have got him, but he did. And there goes that ladder. And that ladder was probably 2 weeks from retirement anyway. Like, where's that ladder right now? Is it in a dump somewhere? Did it survive 21 years? Is it all rusted out? Ooh. Moff violently chucks that thing down on Homicide's head. There I am walking around like a goof. My long hair, my waddle, my hands taped. I actually legitimately cut myself. My hands taped up. I think I ref for New Jack the night before. And New Jack had a shovel in the ring. He wrestled Ivan. I think it was the night before. And the finish, New Jack won, obviously. When I'm making the pin, I counted 3 on his shovel. And I remember closing my eyes, screaming because it fucking hurt so bad. And Lowlife Louie taped it up for me the next day. I'm giving Sandman a cue right there. I don't know if you could tell. I'm giving him a time cue. And this is when I'm, green and goofy. And I'm just... Because the promoter, Ray Sager, actually the booker, Ray Sager. There's a joke. Oxymoron. Fat ass never should have been booking anything. Really try to keep the times close, but like if I'm reffing this now, just like, oh, hey guys, you're at 10. But I was so into it. 2. No. Oh, he had it. He had it, but he didn't have it. This is hardcore, but it's controlled, and it's fine. It's like things are in motion because Sandman. Again, that's one thing about Sandman and Sabu. They're good at navigating chaos. Dreamer's really good at that too. Actually, sorry about that. Monster Mac could tell you if he watches this who called this whole thing. Because I remember being back there, but I was always running around from guy to guy being an idiot, so I didn't hear this whole match being called. I'm going to imagine Sandman called it and everyone else had input. That's what I'm going to guess. Fat Frank might have came in and gave an idea. Fat Frank been gone 7 years. It's unbelievable. Homicide somehow lifts up Dan Moff. And Homicide a lot stronger than his frame would tell you. Nice. I love that move. And no one did it as good as the Sandman. Is that going to be it? That should be it. Got him. No. That would have been a sweet finish. Moff had the presence of mind, the intestinal fortitude to kick out because he knew that wasn't the finish. God, that ladder. Oh, I love that. Rarely ever hurts unless you get your hand caught. And it makes a sweet noise, which you didn't hear because I have it muted because you get feedback on this. I mean, my drum's outstanding. But just this is, it's weird. Oh, there it is. Greetings from Asbury Park. Mac did that sweet. He always did. Is that enough? Oh, what a shitty count. God, that count was the shits. I apologize to all four of these guys. Could have been so much nicer. I used to, if you could tell, I stole from Nick Patrick right there. I would just steal the way he counted. And, I just stole the way he counted. I tried to mimic. Homicide going for a sunset flip. He's got him. No, look at, oh, nice. Is that going to do it? Oh, sweet falsy. Sandman going back and forth with that Singapore cane. Taking down the stiffest tag team on the independents today. Russian leg sweep. There's his WCW finisher. Oh, he should have went for the cover right there. No, into a 1, 2. I think Johnny D helped right there, but I'm such a shitty ref that I couldn't tell. I always had energy, though, and I was always moving around. Doug rules. Sandman's kids were backstage that night, and they're all older now. It's making me nuts. I know, well, 22 years ago. And Mac, these guys are still on their feet. Nice back and forth. This is a pretty damn good match. And they're still selling, which is important. It's not a schmaz. Speaking of Doug Gentry, that brings up RF Video. At the present time of filming this, Vince McMahon just retired from the WWE. Are we to expect a shoot interview with Vince McMahon by RF Video? Stay tuned for more details. I'm sure he'll have a heavy price. I bet Vince doesn't even know what the indies are. He probably knows what they are, but doesn't know a lick about them. Homicide takes Mac now. Or is that Moff? Couldn't tell. I looked away. It's Moff. They look so much alike, Monsoon. I can't tell. He's on that table. Monster Mac telling me something. Oh! Sweet break with the table. That was sweet. That's going to be enough. Oh, I could have counted so much better than that. I don't like my counts at all in this match. Very unacceptable. I have my back to the camera too much. My hands on the top rope. I give myself an F. Matt, no way. Oh, holy shit. That's right. Ah! Oh! Mac, you're a better man than me. No way I could take that. 3, the shoulder. Homicide pulls the shoulder up, but it's on the other side of me, so technically that's okay. Doesn't matter, that was the finish. Your winners, Homicide and the Sandman. I forgot. Mac took the fucking cop killer. Jeez Louise. Well, the Sandman gets his victory in his first Jersey All Pro Wrestling main event in his old stomping grounds with his tag team partner, Homicide. They defeat the Hit Squad, and later that month, Homicide would turn on the Sandman and turn full-blown heel in Jersey All Pro Wrestling. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. February the 3rd, 2001, the Hit Squad defeated with their manager, Johnny D, Homicide's former manager, and Homicide and the Sandman. Homicide went to go find a tag team partner, and he got him, the Sandman. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this one. For Sean Miggins, I'm Ref Hansen. Arrivederci and ciao. Better luck next time, Hit Squad. There was Homicide's brother in the crowd. And we'll see you next time. Signing off.